lining up, guys. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of people, whenever they look at Genesis chapter 1, they say, oh, well, day 1 he created light, day 2 he created air, day 3 he created vegetation, day 4 he created the sun, moon, stars, day 5 he created fish and fowl, day 6 he created animals and man, and day 7 he rested. And that's how the earth was created. Science. But old science says we're rotating. While rotating. While zooming through space, going around the sun. The Bible doesn't say that. I'm really focusing in on this, and things aren't lining up at all. You know, whenever I present this information to people, they often tell me, really? You think that? You're taking that out of context. You're misunderstanding. You're misinterpreting it. Oh, that's metaphorical. It doesn't actually mean that. It means this. It's poetry. Don't go down this rabbit hole. Don't over-dissect it. But here's the thing. When it comes to salvation, we try our best to understand it as much as possible. We get into it. Okay, this is this. Okay, well, that verse lines up with this one. That one goes with this one. Okay. We dissect it. We understand it. Right? But whenever somebody says, well, let me study creation, they say, no. Don't do that. Don't want to go down a rabbit hole. No, stay away from that. It's messed up. It's literally the first chapter of the Bible. Pretty sure it's important. It's basically the elementaries, the milk, before you get to the actual food. This is what you need to know while you're a child. You should be taught the correct thing while you're a child. But no, instead, we're taught something that a man created. Because science is always true. Science is factual. You can believe science. You can trust science. You can trust chemistry. That's what you can trust. Not science. Science is NASA type stuff. Okay? So yeah. We're about to dive deep into all this stuff. And I hope you will continue watching because it will blow your mind and it will change your outlook on a lot of things. A lot of things. Like, you're going to look at the sky and you're going to be like, wow. I never looked at it like that. That's crazy. Like, I'm telling you, and you're going to be like, wow, God is powerful. And he's always looking down on us. Wow. That's crazy. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. Watch this video. Watch till the end. I'm telling you. It's good stuff. Okay, so before we get rolling, I'm just going to let you guys know I'm really tired. And I was going to, write it out on the whiteboard, but I decided that it took up way too much time, and the video actually wouldn't allow me to go any farther. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through some Bible verses and just explain without the drawing because it's just complicated going back and forth. And I can put a picture at the end of everything we read and what it looks like according to the Bible, and I will make notes of what everything is. All right, so let's get into it. It's awesome. All right, so check it out. So Genesis chapter 1, and I would encourage you to read your Bibles along with me just to fact check me, you know what I'm saying? All right, so here we go. All right, chapter 1, verse 1 of Genesis, okay? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So, currently, the earth has no form, and the Spirit of God is hovering over the face of the waters, and there's darkness on the deep. So, right now, let's go ahead and picture it. So, he's got the heavens, he's got the earth, which is not created, and we've got water. Water is always level. So we've got level water, and he's hovering over the face of the waters, and there's darkness on the face of the deep. All right, so that's below the face of the waters. Okay. So what I like to picture this as is, I call it the birth of the earth. And the reason I call that is because, for example, the earth is in the water as a baby is in the placenta, and it starts out as something really small. It doesn't have its full form yet, right? So that's pretty cool. And God is very, very cool when it comes to his creations and how things line up like that. So another crazy thing is, what is the face of the waters if the sea has not been created yet? Okay, so it just started out with waters, and we skim across that when we read Genesis, which is absolutely crazy. Okay, so going to verse 3 now. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. So we know that there's darkness on the face of the deep, and God himself is light. So I'm looking at that, and I'm like, okay, well, underneath the water is complete darkness, and above is the heavens, and there's light there. Okay, it's so cool. So then verse 6, it says, "Then God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day." So the word firmament, taken from the Greek, is stereoma, and it's actually taken from the verb sterizo, which means to make firm, solid, fixed, or established. So the firmament itself is a barrier separating waters above from waters below. Like, this is a legit barrier, okay? And yeah, according to NASA, we don't have a barrier, right? We can go into outer space, which is vacuum space, nothing, which means nothing exists. Like, it's literally just nothing, all right? I'm going to explain the shape of the firmament right now. So Job chapter 37, verse 18, it says, "Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong as molten looking glass?" Isaiah 40:22 says, "It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth." A lot of people like to go to that verse and say, "Oh, look, see, the earth is a ball." Bear with me, check this out. Circle, Hebrew word chug, that's how it's pronounced in English, meaning circle, horizon, vault, or compass shaped. So, circle, horizon, which is straight across. This is vertical, this is horizontal, horizon, and we've got a circle, okay? Also meaning vault, so it's enclosed, all right? So that's pretty crazy. So it is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Okay? So we're in an enclosed dwelling system, and he's sitting on top, and he's looking at us. We're like grasshoppers, okay? That just shows how small we are compared to him. And we can look up and we can know that he's looking down on us. Like, that's just awesome. That just shows how powerful he is. You know what I'm saying? So, and if anyone's like, oh, look, circle of the earth ball, right? Well, in Isaiah chapter 22, verse 18, it says, "He will surely turn you violently and toss you like a ball." He literally says a ball. And I looked at the Hebrew word for this from English to Hebrew, and the word is pronounced dur, meaning ball or spherical 3D object, right? whereas the other one was chug, meaning circle, horizon, vault, compass shaped. So there's clearly a difference, and a lot of things can be different from different translations. So you gotta make sure to look back at the Hebrew and Greek to make sure you're reading the Bible correctly. All right. So it is good to dissect and go down rabbit holes. Okay. I don't like when people say that to me. It's just me studying the Bible as I should. So Proverbs chapter 8 verse 27 through 28, it says, "When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. When he established the clouds above. When he established the fountains of the deep." So there's fountains in the deep. That's so crazy. And he drew a circle on the face of the deep. So we know where we're located. We're below the waters of space. Not empty vacuumness, but waters. Okay? We can't go to space. We can't go to what is beyond the barrier. Okay, so all of those space things, looking down at a ball, that is fake. We cannot go past the barrier. Okay, NASA says we don't have that. That's incorrect. We have a firmament barrier. So moving on to verse 9 of Genesis, it says, "Then God said, let the waters under the firmament be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good." So we got the barrier, we got waters above, waters below. He said, let the waters under the firmament be gathered together into one place. So the only way you can do that with water still constantly staying level is by dropping it down. That's when air was created. Air was created the third day, okay? He created the air, seas, and dry land, right? Okay? So that is it right there, okay? Air, seas, plants, and dry land. I was checking my notes. All right? All on the third day. Not the second day. The third day he created air, dry land, and plants, okay? We got it all wrong. All right? This is why studying is important. Okay, so, boom. Drop down, it's level, we got dry land. Just like those other verses I read, where it was talking about the pillars of the earth, the foundations, all of that stuff. That's the dry land. And then he says, and let the earth bring forth grass. So now we got dry land, and the plants and everything, fruit trees and stuff, they're growing. Boom. That's how dry land was created, all right? So then moving on to verse 14. Then God said, let there be lights. And check this is crazy. So the Greek word for lights in this specific Bible verse, it says meaning light bearers or luminaries. So lights, those are talking about what we call those twinkly stars in the sky, are actually lights. They're luminaries. Okay, so let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. The North Star lit up super bright when Jesus was born. That was a sign that Jesus was born. So the luminaries, the lights, are for signs. We also have constellations. We can see pictures within the lights. Verse 15, it says, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth. And it was so. So it gives light at night. All right. So, fun fact, according to NASA, we're currently spinning while revolving around the sun, while the sun is zooming through space at some insane speed. Yet, Our constellation has always remained the same throughout history. Shouldn't we have already traveled to a different galaxy by now and have a different constellation if, according to NASA, we're actually zooming through the galaxy? It just doesn't make sense. Their stuff doesn't line up. So moving on to verse 16. Then God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So you're telling me stars and lights are different? Yes, check this out. So the Greek word for stars, pronunciation asteres, meaning stars, celestial bodies. So is this talking about planets? Is this talking about angels? I'm not entirely sure. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of tough to say, you know? So, verse 17, God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So this is talking about the sun and moon as the 2 great lights. Verse 19. So the evening and the morning were the 4th day. So in Job chapter 26, verse 10, he says he drew a circular horizon on the face of the waters at the boundary of light and darkness. The boundary of light and darkness. So now that and it makes sense, the face of the waters, he drew a circular horizon on the face of the waters at the boundary of light and darkness. I don't fully understand this verse, because he separated the light from the darkness in verse chapter 4. And he called darkness on the face of the deep. So there was... I get it now. So, face of the waters up here, light, God himself. And then there's darkness on the face of the deep. So maybe there is a separation of darkness, and then there's light in these waters. Right? There could be something like that. Circular horizon. Boom. Down here, it's just complete darkness. But up here, there's light. That's why we have stars. We have the heavens and everything. Oh, that's so cool. Check that out. I kind of just learned something myself. So yeah, that's basically the shape of the earth. It is on foundations, and it's an enclosed system. It's not a ball floating through space. Well, guys, I'm tired. If you've made it this far, write in the comments, I made it to the end. Alright? Write that in the comments. Let me know you made it this far, okay? I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed now, and I'm gonna make more videos about all this because it's very interesting, and it's honestly mind-blowing. I don't look at the earth the same anymore. That globe over there is lame. I look at this. That right there. That's what I look at. That and this. This was the map that was made before NASA came in and made this wonky design to keep us trapped and thinking that we can't go anywhere else, and that this is the only thing we're on, because we can actually go farther. There's more land. Voice crack. There's more land out here. We can actually go out here. There's more land, but they want to keep us trapped because they love money and power. And I don't even know if the center of the earth actually looks like that, because there's other ancient maps that were created before the government jacked things up, that actually showed like 1, 2, 3, 4 islands and then a middle area, which is supposed to be like possibly where the tree of life was. There's a lot of crazy things to think about, guys, and other people will look at me and be like, "Oh, you're so stupid." You're like, "Oh, wow," but I mean, I've been studying this stuff for months, and honestly, science and NASA, it all doesn't add up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and leave you guys with a couple Bible verses before I hop off. A few Bible verses. First one, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Don't be ashamed of this kind of stuff. That's why I'm on here. That's why I talk to people about it, because I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, anybody can ridicule me about it, but last time I checked, I'm not the one just gonna believe some guy who says he's a scientist and some man who thinks the earth is round and created that and is showing videos of the earth rotating. Like, we have CGI, we have all this stuff. That's fake. I'm telling you, it's fake. The Bible says you can't, it's the firmament. You can't get past that. I mean, it's right there. And 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20 through 21, it says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called, which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Even the Bible warns about the world, of its earthly, worldly wisdom, and its profane babblings of science and philosophy. Okay? It's not of Christ. It's of the world. NASA is man-made. The biblical earth is made by God.